He's always a happy chappy, so...
He's probably one of the happiest, most jovial characters in CSGO. He's such an awesome dude. Always a smile on his face. Except now when he's very focused and intent on wrecking people.
Indeed he is.
I love the watchtowers as well. We mentioned it yesterday. A feature brought in by PGL. We get these big monitors there for the coaches with all the perspectives on screen, but it does look as though we are into the game now and we are awaiting the freeze time to start ticking down as we get into this pistol round between Cloud9, who are on the CT side as you can see, and with Big on the T side. It's going to be really interesting to see how this will pan out and whether one of these teams has anything funky ready for the pistol round.
Yeah, and the Big starting on the T side, I think, will be... I think it has to be eyes mostly on Big. I think we know what to expect from Cloud9, but Big are the team who can come into this major, or one of the teams who can come into this major and really surprise their opponents, who won't get to play them so often in the top flights of Counter-Strike, so won't have the as much experience against that team as they would with other opponents. So let's see what Big have to offer. The countdown has begun, as you can see. Will Tabson be a big game player for the Big team? Only two of these players are for Big. Have careful. Look at the grenades. They've got bags of grenades there.
Yeah, and this is what you love to see out of a team like Big. Always praised for the tactical mindedness, the strategy, and so on. So a quick Molotov to deny very fast play from the CTs at top Banana. However, there are 3 CTs still there from Cloud9, a team that themselves do enough hard work to understand some tendencies for these teams. But all these teams work the hardest to really obscure their strategies for the major. So it's very hard to understand what the hardworking teams are really going to be up to. And Cloud9, they're going to not be convinced anything will be happening towards Banana and finally rotate their players back out towards A.
Looks like they may get smoked off, though, by these Ts. One smoke's been deployed, next has still got his. See, there's one towards Arch, but I think it has a gap in it. Okay, not much he can do with that gap. It's a very close range gap, and nothing will position himself into the quiet corner. And indeed, they baited the rotation towards A, but the bomb's going towards B. 4 players here. We've got G2K, he's up on the box, he's got the silenced USP. Can he get the headshot? So they're strafing. Automatic will land one as they cross towards the pool area. And nothing's already in construction. The numbers game is here for Cloud9. The bomb just about goes down, but that's all she wrote for Big in the pistol.
Yeah, no frags for those blocks, unfortunately, which it does go quite a long way when you get that $300 per kill reward for the Glock kills, but Cloud9, they will have to worry about Big potentially doing something funky here. Because obviously there are some teams that do like to actually go for a full investment off of the bomb plant. The typical response is just go full eco next round and get the 3rd round AKs in. But indeed, we can see that there has been a choice made by Big here to get the tech knives, to go full grenades. So it's almost like that 2nd round force buy if you didn't get the bomb down. But they did get the bomb down, so that's $800 additional for all the nades.
I do wonder how many teams have straps for this particular round, as in on the Big side, of course. Plant the bomb 1st round, force by 2nd round. What did you have in mind? The Molotov's going to be a big giveaway, no pun intended, to the fact that Big have gone for the force buy. The tech knives can also be heard, so Cloud9 know what to expect. And in this situation, depending on your weaponry and other things, you may choose to take a back seat, but they haven't quite done that. Cloud9, they're still up. It's going to be all close to the corner of Arch, and there's some aggression towards Banana. I do wonder if they're going to start moving down. G2K has been boosted on the wall, I think, but now he's rotating towards the A site with his teammate.
Looking for the explosion onto the A site, more nades used, and as you said, James, the only time there's going to be grenades on this round, this many, is of course if there was a force buy. So Cloud9 know exactly what's happening. They've got 4 players in position, a 5th ready for a fast flank from Banana. Some bullets thrown in there through the smoke there by nothing, and here comes the push. The Tech9s are savage there. 3 openers coming in for Big. Only automatic to respond there on the fringe with the kill onto Legia, but the smoke is down. This has worked out wonderfully well for Big.
Yeah, Legia looks like he had a good opportunity of a completely blind automatic on Arch, but didn't quite get the kill. So Cloud9 though in a 2 versus 4. There are multiple crossfires for them to deal with should they go for this, so they can't really do so. Maybe trying to pick players off as they exit, as both these CTs have got reasonable amount of life, and automatic can make some more cash with this cash cow that the UMP is. No grenades on the CTs, and that might be good for Big as two of the players save in the pits. That bomb is quite close to automatic, and I don't think he realized how close he was basically on the other side of the wall to it, as it was planted for Arch, and he will go down and lose a weapon and the armor. That's a nasty surprise for automatic. Don't think he realized how close the bomb was from the tick. It's a lot more often planted in that area than it used to be on old Inferno. Much has changed.
And now Cloud9, forced to just scrounge together what they could. With that limited money left. They do have some smoke grenades here, and that can make a very big difference. Oh, actually even going pretty aggressive with a forward incendiary there onto the banana position. So trying to take away some map control here from the big side. Force the engagement. Next though, able to deny nothing's fast push, and now he's going to push the issue even further still. However, lots of counter grenades coming in here from Cloud9, but Big will be well aware that there can't be too many left for those.
It's going well at the moment for Big. Shroud remains with his P250. Has to get the kill there. Very nice. Looking for Legia as well, but pre-fire won't be enough on this occasion. Just the one kill for Shroud on that eco round. So let's see. Big seem to be in good spirits. Early days. Not getting too excited though. Got to be very, very focused indeed. Got to be the heart that pumps the blood through Big. Pistol round for Cloud9. Just the one high explosive grenade onto Shroud, or Shrewd if you are, since we are in Poland. So we look towards the buy round to come for both sides and wonder what Cloud9 have to offer, or well, really what Big have to offer to break the buy of Cloud9. But first, oh, that's awkward. Oh god, yeah, it's quite awkward, isn't it? We've seen quite a few teaming kills, but looks like that one won't go through just yet. God P is fairly low, but there's nothing really to fight with. Just sticks and stones for Cloud9. Not really advisable against automatic weapons. So just Shroud left with a USP and the bomb can be planted, and you have to respect the level of diligence here and how thorough the big side are in their anti-eco. Even though there's only one player left, they don't want to give any edge away, and they are just holding their ground. And this is actually awesome to see, and we will in fact have no kills, no opportunity at all from Shroud. Forced into a push essentially, and Big will claim their third round on the board. And we'll be back into buying territory here for the Cloud9 side. But the problem is that their buys won't be very strong. I mean, they won't have perhaps the maximum grenades or even the orbs that they would like. So it's quite the fight back into this one against Big. Yeah, but it's still early. They have room for error correction, even if they lose this round. But they don't want a 1-6 scoreline, so this is an important round. Of course. Just M4s for the C9 side. Skadoodle boosted. We'll see if his teammate stays below him, Shroud. That pillar will obscure many flashbangs, but Skadoodle's there just in case, and it looks like nothing may have a lot to do if a balcony pushes to come in here.
Yeah, very explosive round from Big Leftis actually. It's very hard to deal with a player on the balcony there for Cloud9, and they really start to struggle losing both Shroud and nothing. It's just Skadoodle left here on the quad roof, but when you're ISA, when there's no one to help you out there, it's really a one and done, and that's what we see here. As automatic now brings himself into position. Good frag, but a trade is not good enough here as they're just down too many players, and Stewie is left with the decision. Do I try to do damage here? Do I try to clutch this 1 versus 3? Or do I try to save what I have? And we can't forget that they have quite a round loss bonus at this point. Definitely an argument to go for damage. So that's a good frag there from Stewie, and he's really going to realize that it's a pretty small chance for him to get too much more out of it, but he'll smoke up, make it look like he's playing defensively, but in fact, he's playing past the smoke. A bit of trickery, but...
Move back, Stewie, move back. Don't want to get blown up as well as automatic in the previous round.
Oh. No!
Oh, come on, man.
You hate to see it. Perhaps he felt like before the bomb was planted elsewhere there, but still, yeah, you really hate to see that one.
That's twice, bro. Just money down the drain.
Yep. That actually is a very big deal, to be honest.
It's a lot of money on the CT side. And someone like Stewie can do a lot with that weapon if he saves it. He's got 35 HP, man. Get out of there. I mean, he had a Kevlar and everything, and so he would definitely be able to. There's definitely a world where they can get 2 or 3 kills in a round with a single rifle. You see it happen commonly enough. But that's a good respect that they are playing very disciplined CS right now, and so that's the kind of style that makes it even harder. Nice tapping there through the wall. That's poor Skadoodle down to a mere 6 health. That's not a good start for Cloud9, and it's not even like losing the round, because obviously this situation has gone from lukewarm to a bad situation, which may get worse if they lose the next 5, but just simple mistakes, like twice dying on Arch for no reason is not a good start for Cloud9. That's a shaky start. It's a shaky start, like jelly on a washing machine, Dan. It's shaky.
That's good. That's quite a picture you paint. You are an artist. A word artist. Let's see if
Wordsmith, Dan. Wordsmith.
Yep. Let's see if Skadoodle can do something here. Surely they check this spot. I mean, it's a pretty commonly used spot. Ooh, a bit hesitant to check that corner until it was too late. Poor Tabson is gone. There's actually only 2 players left here for Big, and there's, again, no Kevlar, no kits really here for the Cloud9 side, but they could, if they find good timing, get the frag or 2, and it's just automatic now with the Deagle. Looking to do the unthinkable here to Big. Win a round in which they have no right to win. Only just a few pistols to start off with.
Oh, next. Oh, what was that jump, Dan?
Oh, yes.
It almost looked like he did a jump where he can see, but he can't be seen.
Yeah, that definitely looked like that was the case.
Yeah, we got villains, Dan. We've got villains, finally. We got heels. They should all change the name to @heel name here. Man, I can only imagine the rage in Twitch chat right now. Because the head was behind the wall.
Yeah, you can see it right
He can see over, but his head was definitely not showing there. I don't know. Well, at least it wasn't a buy round. This is the buy round. Skadoodle with the AWP, and Keeve has the same on his side. So we have a boost. This is a position that Fox used to play on the old Inferno, which you could grenade from tree, but I think it happened once that I saw in a very long period of time. Not sure how it plays in the new Inferno though, in that scenario. Many places for the CTs to take. So Banana has been taken by the CT side. Although Stewie's not going to rotate just yet, staying with Skadoodle just in case. A resmoke has just gone down and Keeve is looking to do some harassment of his own. He will walk straight into a grenade. Where has half your health gone, son?
So it's a slow start here for Big, and all the grenades here for Cloud9 are being somewhat annoying. However, they do have top middle, and that's really the important thing for Big. That said, they haven't got much utility left. 2 Molotovs and a single smoke, so to execute into a site is difficult. They're going to have to rely on the numbers. They have to trade into success. They have to take the engagements. And there's the first good one from Skadoodle. Has to be able to fall back in. Can't quite do it. Great flash in there from Stewie. And there's 2 players fast approaching for Stewie to try to take down, but they'll quickly get the trade. And it's 2 versus 3 here as Big march onto the B-bomb site.
25 seconds remain. Automatic making a play through the smoke. Shroud emerging from CT now. Didn't get there in time, but even if he did, he had no flash to throw into Paul. Tabson looking for somebody to make their presence known, and now it's Shroud alone. 1 versus 2. We've seen some absurd clutches from Shroud recently. Is he able to do this one? He has a kit. Doesn't have any grenades, but Shroud, he wants his AK, his gun out. He spotted 1 player, but the second one hasn't revealed his position. He's in the same position, and he's not where Shroud will look. Even if he gets the first kill, he will never look for Goppy in the same position. So it was a nice setup from Big. And Cloud9, almost.
Ooh, he basically said it.
And Cloud9 are not having a good start to this tournament. Dan, I can't Seeing that jump peek in action from the pit, I can't get out of my head, man.
It's really, I mean,
hard to watch.
So there's some spots where it's like, okay, as a style around, you're on the CT side and you're doing that to get information down banana, right? That's pretty abusable, because if the team, if the team is doing that, you can try to just shoot, you can try to raw bang them, right? You can throw some bullets in there, and that will potentially punish them for doing that. And they're probably more likely to take that position because they think that it's safe. So you're more likely to get a connection there. But then there's spots like that on the retake when it's like, now I understand.
Yeah. Now I understand why I die ever in Counter-Strike. Now I understand. I never could figure it out, but it's clear to me now.
So people are exploiting all the bugs against you, man. It's
unreal. It's unreal.
It is a travesty.
I'm the hero people need, but there's just not enough justice in the world. There. 1, 2, 6. Cloud9. Not off to a good start, but there's still lots of room for recovery. I wouldn't get too worried just yet. As long as Cloud9 can stay away from head height walls, there is potential for them to come back. And again, we've mentioned this in previous matches, this is the most common spot for a Mag 7 to be played on the map in a round like this, if you ask me. And that's a place where you want to get those double nades in. You look at North on an anti-eco on the T side, they'll get their double nades into behind that wall. But some teams would focus on the sandbags. You see the window on that wall. If you throw like a Molotov or a grenade to the right of that window, it lands behind the sandbags from most angles in the middle of banana. But people don't always focus on that little corner there, which can just absolutely wreck you. You saw the molly there, though, from Big. They're aware of it. And they'll take a slow approach. They've got time. All 5 players in banana for this push.
And it is the max loss bonus now for Cloud9. It's just Stewie who really has anything significant. One would say max 7 armor. Good doodle there, up by the flower pot. So able to get a kill, but looks like Stewie wasn't able to give him a helping hand there. We've got Big marching into the B-bomb sites. Quite secured with all the frags. With a boost onto the plant pot position. Let's see if Automatic can get some good taps in here. Indeed, he'll be able to get the headshot onto Gopi. Picks up the AK, realizes as well, but now he's the last man standing. Does have some Kevlar to play off of, but as he emerges out the smoke, Tabson has a big advantage in that fight, and Automatic can't even find the trigger to his AK. Cloud9 now, still just on the 1 round, Big up to 7. But we do get that big buy from Cloud9 as they have that really massive round loss bonus helping them out.
See what Cloud9 have to offer, if they're going to try and take the fight to Big, or what they can do to change things up, to change their fortune in this game. And I do wonder, also on a quick side note with these peaks, if it's worth at this point, like looking at the areas Big abuse and like try to veto Inferno so they can't get away with that kind of thing. I mean, that might be a legit consideration for the remainder of this tournament. Skidoo missing the initial shot, Stewie taking considerable damage, down to almost 25. At the beginning of round number 9, 7 of the 8 rounds that have elapsed, that have gone past, are in the hands of Big. And there is nothing. Repositioning, but Kiev must have scoped in very further away, a lot further away, to be a nasty surprise there. Again, Cloud9 have got the boost on short. Automatic playing close as well, but where will their success come from? Is this a one and done spot for Shroud?
It does have some teammates to work off of this time, so that might help, unless Automatic does get isolated and there's no nades to be helping out. Oh, well, it looks like the position has been... Oh, no, sorry. Shroud is still up there. But yes, if he does get isolated by grenades, it does get difficult. Automatic playing in front of the smoke, though, as Shroud looks for some frags here. Now he's come off the roof. And there's the engagement by Automatic. Very brave peek, but fortune favors the bold. Here is the trade will eventually come in onto Mr. Shroud. And 3 men left here for Cloud9 as the Big team just push into this A side of the map here. Automatic with a very good vantage point up there by the graveyard. Doing some damage, but right now he's alone.
Yeah, they've spotted him, they've seen him on the site. He's trying to reposition, he rings the bell, but no kill, and Skadoodle is deep in the B bomb site, 1 versus 3. 2 players are in the red, but he's got an AWP, so if you had like an AK or something, it would be more relevant. But it looks like he will reposition for a save. Checking the angle before he crosses. Doesn't want to give information away for free, but this round is out of his hands. 1 to 8. It's not a great start from Cloud9. It's an abysmal start. The pistol round, and that is it. That's all they have to show at the moment. And you can see they've tried to change things to some degree on the A site, but I mean, you saw Shroud. He got pop flashed into the stairs, but wasn't willing to go beyond that. Keeve was just crouched there, looking towards the balcony position. He was exposed. There was a potential trade flag on the balcony position, but no engagement there just yet. And again, new Inferno is not like old Inferno. If you think of the previous aggression from CT sides, like infamous Fnatic setups in apartments, it's more risky now. It's dangerous.
And I think you might be right. It might be a situation where teams really have to consider just, you know what, we should probably just not play this map against Big in particular, just because, as you said, you know, Inferno in particular does seem that they have a lot of routine in abusing certain spots. But as you say, you know, how much do teams know about this as far as the other maps are concerned too? So it's a really interesting situation people should respect and consider as the tournament does progress here in Krakow. Now we've got Big once again with another default, trying to take some control towards Banana, but doing so in quite a passive way. Not too many grenades used just yet. Next trying to do the jump peek.
What's this then?
Yeah, looks like he is...
What does this appear to be?
Is he making any sound there as well? No, I don't think so.
Absolutely. No, this silences jumps, so they don't even know he's there jumping.
Getting free information, no risk. And there's the pre-fire. This is quite heinous, James. I gotta say, it's the only way I can really describe it. It's heinous.
It's hard to watch, but at the same time, I love it because Counter-Strike needs heals, man, and these guys are definitely healing it up right now. 8-1, 4-on-4. Stewie remains towards the B bomb site. Will he rotate though? They need help, Cloud9 on the A site, and indeed the rotation's coming in, but I don't know if he's going to get there in time. There's a crossfire here for the CTs, but it is very, very delicate. Automatic moving around the smoke, trying to buy time while Sweet makes his way towards Library. Sweet's looking towards Archstone. Automatic, the will to survive. He's still there causing problems. Such a needed round, and it's taken by Cloud9.
I love the second frag there by Automatic. He was in a spot where essentially he could see that his opponent predicted him to keep running to the other side of the box. He quickly changes which direction he's going, and he has some his opponent's vision is obscured when he does that, and then he gets a free couple of bullets before his opponent can react, which gave him just enough advantage to win that with the UMP. Very, very marginal situation, but Cloud9 do come out on top. A very needed second round, but this is very scary because they, of course, lost quite a few players, and should they get reset here, Big could have an absolutely massive score on this first half. And Cloud9 looking to put a lot of pressure onto the B area, the banana side of the map to begin with. How far do they want to go with this?
They've got nothing there as well this time, which means that they might have an extra smoke, which will keep them in possession of this area for longer. Nothing and Automatic are rotating, so they're getting that fourth man over towards A early, and that's where all the action has been. A minute 15, and Big, they've taken it slow, and I feel like Big have been, I mean, obviously the score tells the story, right? But doesn't necessarily always say the nature of the round before the conclusion. But Big, I feel like they've been in the driving seat almost all the time.
They've been playing really well. I mean, if you ignore, of course, you know, whatever anyone might say about the exploitation of that bug, which they are using very well, if you just remove that out of it, they are playing with a lot of discipline. They really understand how to develop the map control. Everybody is understanding how to, you know, get the trades, the coordinations good. You know, everyone's on the same page here strategically.
Saw Stewie just doing the same jump as well, but why not? He knows they're being subjected to it, so do it. But there's no judgment from us.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And the thing is, here we've got Cloud9. They put lots of pressure on Banana early on. They took that away. Now their smokes have gone. Big retook it, and now they're going back towards A, which is really a great way to handle this pressure from Cloud9.
Skadoodle looking towards Boiler, but will he go beyond that? The further he goes, the more risk there is. Tagged, but he will stand his ground. He sees the shadows, but Keeve will get the angle first, and that's almost stereo frags for Big. More problems. Shroud hasn't had many kills on the A side. You can see the frustration there. Automatic, he's fighting, but only for a brief time. Stewie, again, towards the bomb site. He is so far away. 1 versus 3 as well. Can't really do much. Just trying to reposition. Some nice hops there, but trying to reposition. They know he's expected on the B bomb site. He does not want to be hunted. He wants to hold on to his bomb, hold on to the gun, but doesn't want to be too close to the bomb because that's been a problem for Cloud9 as well.
And as you said previously, and as also was brought up on the desk, I do wonder, from a mentality perspective, which was the word that Sponge used, where Cloud9 are, because there are going to be a lot of these situations where they know that Big will be maybe using this bug in a way that they haven't seen before, and that might be a way they got a kill on them. And maybe in some situations they'll think it's happening when it's not happening, but it's an excuse as to how to read that situation, and that can really play on your mind. So I do really wonder how they're handling that, because it is one of those difficult situations where you don't want to over-adjust. That's the worst thing, because then suddenly if you start making over-adjustments, you try to counter it too hard when you haven't practiced that kind of play, you're going to start to be in a position where you're not playing your own game, then everyone's going to get in their heads. It can just really go wrong. There's so many ways for that to go wrong from a mentality perspective. So it's been a rough start for Cloud9, but I think they should have so much confidence in that strong T side to go to bounce back. See if they can get anything going here. It is still very doable to get a respectable scoreline.
Yeah, doable, but opportunity is running out, and Cloud9 with 3 people towards B. Big are going straight into the arch position, and the CTs have absolutely no idea. Nasty surprise, there's a snake in the cake, but Tabs are looking the wrong way, gets the kill anyway. Nothing's still there, not sure if he's been heard, and this is turning into absolute bedlam.
Yeah, this is another round from Big that we haven't seen just yet. And again, it just shows that the amount of strategies that they can bring to the table, and they can use, okay, we need a really good strat, we need to win this round, we can reset our opponents and make their life horribly difficult. And here it is. A really nice wrap into the B bomb site. Still, though, they have to deal with Stewie, and it's going to be very difficult for Stewie to actually get in here. Really strong angle there from Keeve. And it's a 2 versus 4 situation now for Cloud9, and they're likely thinking about the save, as this would be rather hard to break back in now with Big all ready and waiting in their very strong post-plant positions.
Trouble in paradise, Dan.
Yeah.
Trouble in paradise. Big about to make it to double figures. Shroud's in a library position. And let's see what happens. Oh, the crouch peek from Keeve. Insult to injury, and Shroud's got 1 kill at the moment. So that's just and it's not about, oh my god, he lost a duel, but the point is, it's just, when you're struggling so much, when people are already abusing bugs against you, and you can't even save your weapon, you know how strong you are at dueling, and dude just comes and crouch peeks you like that. It's just how do you keep your head, how do you keep your focus? It's demoralizing.
Oh yeah, and I really don't want people to try to take anything away from Big, because, regarding the bug, because they are playing some really good Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they
really are. They're playing some very smart Counter-Strike, and they're pulling off some complicated rounds, and they're doing so as a unit. And it's very difficult to achieve those things. So, really strong map so far from Big. Cloud9 is going to take all of their temerity to keep their composure here and make sure that they aren't intimidated in any sense, aren't thrown off in any sense, as Big will find themselves a free B bomb site on this anti-eco. Obviously, Skadoodle has saved the AWP from the previous round into this one, and he would very much like to keep that alive.
Yeah, he made a play in mid, but thanks to a flashbang, had to get out of there immediately. On Olden for no. CTs could run into Boiler and throw a HE grenade off the left wall from their perspective in second mid. That would kind of bounce into the middle of second mid to try and catch a T off guard in that position. You don't see it so often on Infernu, but I don't know if it still works. But that's something that you might see on an eco round as well. They chose to just stack a site, didn't really have the money to invest in much, but might be an option. It's unfortunate for nothing. He wanted to run away from the site and probably run straight back to the site afterwards to get away from the T's.
A good effort. But importantly, Skadoodle kept the AWP alive. The economic damage that he got is inconsequential, but it did actually, him playing so forward and getting those kills, allowed him to survive and prevent being hunted down by Big. So very important to do that, to play aggressively in those spots so that you can increase your survivability. But this is what it's about right now, Cloud9. They absolutely must get at least 1 more round here before this half is over, and they have 2 more chances, and that's it.
note that flash on Banana for those of you at home. It's a really nice one to allow you to charge in, but Skadoodle is back again. 3 kills for him, and Stewie is lying in wait in case he is required. But Skadoodle says no, looking for the ace now. Not quite. 4K again for Skadoodle. He's going to rue that one. So close to 2 lovely aces is Skadoodle. But he's got an important round for his team. Only their 3rd round on the board, and the best they can do is 4 in this half. So those are very crucial kills for the sniper of Cloud9.
And this just goes to show, when you've got a guy like Skadoodle, you know, he's going to hit these shots. If you run at him, he's going to hit these shots. And it really just is a testament to how well Big have been playing to not allow Cloud9's players to really have these opportunities really in this matchup so far, where, you know, Skadoodle can have the space to just go off like that. So great to see that Skadoodle is really just itching. He's ready and just waiting to get these spots to just go absolutely mental. But it's going to be a very tough journey back now as Cloud9 sit on a mere 3 rounds, an opportunity only for an additional 1 as they look to close out this first half. And we have fast presence towards Boiler from the likes of Tabson. And a very passive setup here in this round for Cloud9 as Big look for their top middle take.
Automatic going through the smoke, but he's going to be hit by a flashbang at the same time. Forced away. Big took a flash as well. They've got 4 players there as to the 1 that was there for Cloud9. Those numbers aren't good for the CT side. So you see, Big, they want to force the CTs away from top mid to deny them information, and then maybe they go towards A, maybe they go towards B. It's a common objective of T's early or towards the middle of a round, to force the CTs towards library, towards pit, towards the site for a crossfire. So the CTs can't gather the information to put a 3rd or 4th man on the right side.
And this is something they've used well before. The explosion out of the balcony is very tough to deal with on the CT side unless you have a man standing on that balcony, and that is the case here, and it is Shroud. He was having a hard game so far, but perhaps this is the spot that he needs. There is the first frag coming in from nothing, but Shroud will die. Tabson! Lethal precision, a 3rd kill coming in from Tabson as he has absolutely devastated this initial defensive line. It's not over just yet though. Stewie poking his head in through library, picks up a kill, and the bomb is planted. A 2 versus 2 here for Big.
Keeve may be trapped on the site now. Tabson though is in the pit, can try and help him out, but Tabson down to 16 HP. The same full obscure. Keeve allowed to get a kill. Tabson with another kill there. A monstrous 4K from the man. Sharp shots from Tabson. 12-3. Monstrous scoreline. Very happy with that. Big, but the game is not over just yet. It's not 1 until it's 1. Don't get too carried away, boys.
Yeah, it's a very rough situation. There's no denying it, but again, for me, this was always going to be about when Cloud9 get to that T side, and we know that they can have very strong T sides. They know, you know, most importantly, that they can have absolutely devastating T sides. And so as far as a focus onto Big goes, you know, I'm really looking at players like Keeve and Tabson to be the main kind of power players, you know, Keeve behind that AWP, Tabson just with very dynamic rifling and multi-fragging potential to stop what is going to be, or, you know, if Cloud9 can get their economy going, some pretty devastating A takes, which is, you know, what I often like to see from them. But again, they've got to get the money going, and it all starts here on the second half.
3 players on Banana, 4 Big. And it seems that the Cloud9 are gravitating towards the apartments. I don't think the Glock are going to be a one-shot kill from one end of apartments to where Keeve is. So Keeve has 1 bullet of opportunity, unless my calculations are wrong. And there is a bullet delivered to Shroud, and there are more to come. He gets 2K, and Godby is under the balcony in a strong position if Automatic chooses to jump out. But already there's another CT on the site. In fact, there are 3 on A. Cloud9, all they can do is gamble at this point. If they are to lose this pistol round, it would be very close to GG indeed.
There is something special right now, but Godby just has to play this smart, and he should be able to win the round for his team. Able to lurk in the pit position still. Skadoodle just goes jumping in, just dies on top of him, and that is Godby out for the count. But now it's Nex and Tabson to come in. The next 2 players for the German side looking to make this day a nightmare for Cloud9 should they steal away this round as the bomb is ticking away now, and Tabson taking it slow, repositions in towards the balcony. As Next searches, scans for these players. from Cloud9. Where are they hiding? Next now running. Gets a fast one onto automatic. All falls down to Skadoodle now with his USP. Nice snap there onto Next. One more player to find. No help on Tapson. Skadoodle just buys time. And there it comes. The USP bullets raining in. Skadoodle's done it. A 3K. And if you imagine where Cloud9 were in this pistol round, that is one hell of a save from them.
Oodles and oodles of Skadoodle in that pistol round. Very crucial, must-win victory, but of course there are many more rounds to come. And you see Gobby, he has that laser focus. He knows that until, yes, it's 12-4, but until it's 16-something, he is not going to be content with the situation. Full investment from Big, save for Kiev, who will be waiting for the AWP. So let's see what they have to offer the CT side. Smokes down in the middle of Banana will slow things down, but Gobby and Next in apartments looking for some close quarters engagements. Kiev just trying to spot into top mid. Apartments always dangerous on an anti-force buy, but those are apartments of old. Apartments of new, we may find out. So it says, yeah. I was a bit confused about what was going on there.
Yeah, Tasman was like looking to his teammate as he was just standing in the open there. It's just like, interesting. Perhaps receiving some orders.
Well, it was nothing, but they had the wrong thing on.
Oh, right, yes, of course. Yeah, no, that, yes.
It's like why me as well. He teleported second minute, got more bugs going on. Right then, 12-4.
Okay, maybe there is something up here. We got to vote for some...
for a
pause during the next freeze time.
Yeah, but no one's running away, so I think the round is proceeding. Maybe it's not round related. Skadoodle and Stewie moving away from the banana position, but nothing, and Shrouder holding steady towards A. Again, this is an anti-eco round, and they're going towards top mid with 30 seconds left. That worries me a bit, Dan. Worries me a little bit. Kiev picked off towards the arch position. CT starting to rotate, but the kills are coming in. No, they're not coming in for the T side. That's the problem. The high ground taken by the CTs. The bomb needs to go down. There are 15 seconds. 4 players, though, on the site for Cloud9. This might just work out for them.
Yeah, they should be pretty fine here. And Gobby has taken away an MP7, and he's done a runner. He's all the way in T-spawn now, and he'll likely be undiscovered for the rest of the round. And the rest of his teammates, the remainder of Big, holding for some aggressive exits towards the CT spawn. However, Cloud9, there is really no reason for them to risk their weapons and to go into territory which is unknown to them. And with the plant where it is, you can see that we have Automatic standing in the corner of the pit. I believe he will survive with 100 health quite well, and that's the problem. You go into unknown territory, and now you give it an AK away. That's a big problem.
It is indeed. That's Next. Yeah, that's Next who is moving away with it. Not automatic there.
That was really confusing there, because I saw it and I said, I'm like, what am I looking at? I'm so confused. But yes, those are the small edges that can make a huge difference.
And one thing I didn't get an opportunity to say in the first half was we saw when Big went for that super fast play, when Skadoodle got the 4K. If you look at the beginning of that round, one of the T's lined up towards the entrance to apartments and threw a flashbang over the roof. So I think that's a good demo to download after the game, just to learn that flash, because I know lots of you at home might have problems once an AWP is posted up in that old car position on Banana. So I think it's a good flashbang to learn. Somebody should stick that on Reddit so people can absorb useful information. 12-5 is the score at the moment between these two teams, and there is technical pause at present. So hopefully we will be back into the game pretty soon. So we've had 17 rounds, and Shroud is still on the 1 kill. I mean, the A site was very difficult for the whole of Cloud9 to deal with. I mean, Automatic did the best he could, but I mean, Big were all over Cloud9 in that first half. So we will look to all the players of Cloud9 to see how they can perform in what remains, which is most of the second half. I presume they cannot talk to each other. It's a lonely existence during a technical pause.
Just there in just contemplation.
They can't do selfies either because they won't have their phones. So you can't talk to anyone, you can't take selfies. What do you do then? What are you left with?
Your own thoughts. How scary is that? How scary is that?
My thoughts are beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, maybe we've got some players have started, just practicing meditation for moments like this. It's good. I mean, the thing is, like, actually, one thing as far as like a sports psychology aspect goes is, you know, like mindfulness, groundedness, you know, that kind of presence of mind, not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past. That's actually, you know, a really good place to try to hit flow state. You know, if you can achieve, you know, those kinds of things, and definitely edges to be gained psychologically on the topic of meditation.
On the topic of meditation, do you ever stand under waterfalls, Dan?
I haven't tried that. Sounds fun though. What do you think Nothing's thinking about right now?
Wish I could take selfies right now. Or do some press-ups. Literally, Nothing was doing press-ups in the hotel lobby as we came to the venue. And like Nothing, anytime, anyway, any place. So again, we see more of these over-the-ear in-ears. Maybe everyone's using them. Maybe it's a case of comfort for the helicopter headsets. But if those of you, if some of you at home are interested in some like that, there's a brand called West Tone. They do those. There's I think Shure did them as well, right? SHURE and some other people. We don't get paid to say that, but you can look up those brands and find them on the internet. B&H Photo is a good place to find those.
Just all the brands, James. Should be getting paid for this.
I know, man.
This is quite a break.
Is that a heat thing? Is that a heat thing, or is it just a piece of tissue? I can't tell.
I think it's heat back, because a lot of them work by movement.
Tissue. It's
okay. Because that's actually quite funny.
That's mad poverty, man. Yeah. Got the heat. It's just like, I'm going to squeeze this tissue. But what else can you do? So we were saying, like, you can't talk, you can't take selfies, just squeeze some tissue.
I'd get a Sudoku book out. I'd just bring a Sudoku book with me.
Like, hello, can I have some new tissue, please? I've worn this one out.
They haven't banned Sudoku books, have they?
I presume they haven't. We haven't seen Blade's big dossier of flip side strats this tournament, because he's just got wads of paper that he brings to. He's got some a big book he uses at tournaments, but I haven't seen it.
I know people have attempted to kind of like steal the book at events, like very slyly, and steal it for 5 minutes, just like take photos of their page and just like put it back as though it was never taken. You know, like you need to know, man. I mean, if that's like everything that Blade thinks about and all the stuff that he notes down that's important, it's important. I feel like I'm gonna have to try to avoid any, because I just recently watched Death Note, so I just need to avoid any of the like comparisons there, because obviously there's some like crossover there. I won't go there though. I mean, you mentioned Death Note yesterday.
Let's not do that.
Let's not go there.
7 rounds between the two teams at the moment, and yes, there is a technical issue of some description which is being looked at. Tabson with 21 kills. Closest man to him on his team is Next with 15. And Kiev with 12. Skadoodle leading the charge for his team with 16. Automatic with 13. And Stewie 2K with 12. So maybe there are some questions. Maybe the internet has questions. You can tweet us and ask us some questions while we have this technical issue. At James Bardoff, at FollowDDK. Are you trying to hypnotize people with that? What's the deal with the follow?
Is it working? DDK? I don't know. Because I couldn't get DDK and I was just like, you know, it's actually funny, the first person I saw do it was actually Too Good. And I was like, well, why not? That seems like a... Because you've got to have something there if you can't get your 3-letter nickname. And I have that problem a lot. I can't get 3-letter nicknames on anything. So
you should change it to Man Like DDK.
Man Like DDK.
Yeah, man.
I could do that, yeah.
Let's do it.
I could do that. This, you can see that obviously this is quite difficult for the players to get through. Obviously, see Shroud obviously just tapping away now. It is quite funny. Just it's like, what do I actually do in this situation? I can do a bit of drumming here. Got a tune in my head.
It's funny that like when Nothing actually decides to do some freestyling, it's Skadoodle who does the beatboxing for him. And Skadoodle's like the nice quiet type on the team, but he's ready to beatbox at a moment's notice. Now we even have the dude in the back with the string of his pants. Why not? Why not get it done? Get it done.
This is a weird match too for Cloud9, because it's really annoying in CS. Like I think all pro teams will be used to this idea that we're very comfortable, very strong at one particular side. But if there is any imbalance or you have a bad first half, then it's like, oh god, we have to have that strong side now. It's not just that we know we're capable of it. We literally need to do it to actually even get to a situation where we can have an overtime. That's essentially where Cloud9 are right now. And a break like this could actually benefit them quite a bit because, you know, should there have been any, you know, mentality issues where they're getting a bit frustrated, this does allow them to kind of just, you know, reset a little bit, have a bit of a break, get some distance from, you know, that first half and think about just, you know, their game plan.
It'll be cool to find out what the nature of the technical pause is. We just have some more info to disperse to the stream. But right now the players will try to remain focused while this continues.
What are the questions, James? I can see you scanning.
I am looking for 1 second.
It's really cool to see God B, you know, still...
Oh, damn, 49 questions, crap.
49?
Yeah.
Alright, that's...
Can I call you Daddy? People... I don't know what the thing is with Daddy.
I don't know either. It's, I think... Maybe, are we too old for this?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Let me find a good question, because that question...
That was a bit crap, James.
Yeah. Does Big using the jump bug take away from their potential win against Cloud9?
Nope. I wouldn't say so at all, personally.
Okay, I mean, it depends. Like, the bug is usable by everyone. It depends. I think it's just down to your own opinion, really. I mean, the thing is, like, I think fighting games are a good example, right? Like, if you look at fighting games, most fighting games are broken in some fashion. The perfect example is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's like one of the most broken competitive games of any genre in history. It is absolutely insane. You can have an incoming character have a guaranteed mix-up that they can't block and 100% them and just and kill them, and there's nothing they can do about it, right? But it's also one of the most exciting and amazing games to watch. And, you know, players at the top flight will often find every edge they can. But there is a degree of things which, you know, if it gets to the point of like completely game breaking or something. So and it depends if your perspective is like the spirit of the game kind of thing, because there's a spirit of the game argument with that. I actually think it adds to their victory, because I like how. I mean, I think it would be fair to say it's kind of VM, but I like that because, again, everyone's too nice in Counter-Strike. Everybody wants to be nice and hello, and I wish you good luck. I wish we had some guys who are like, I'm going to destroy you, I'm going to make you cry, I'm going to book your ticket back to your parents, they can give you a cuddle when you realize how bad we're going to beat you, blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff is awesome, and, you know, add some character to these plays. But anyway, we are back into the game, so that's 48 or 47 questions, which we'll have to wait for another day. 7-round lead for Big, and Cloud9 are on the comeback trail. Pistols out for the most part, and as AK stolen away by Tabson.
So Cloud9, of course, they did win that previous round. They were able to bring themselves into a situation now where they can get some momentum and start to play their game. And that's something that's been denied them so far by how Big really ran that's very strong T side. And that's why I wouldn't say you should take anything away from Big, because they had really good Counter-Strike. If you ignore some of the gimmicky stuff that was happening, it was mostly just about solid Counter-Strike. And oh man, you don't expect to see a CT just sitting in the apartments with an MP7 there, but God be able to make something happen with that. He did save it from the previous round. And of course, Tabson, let's not forget that he was able to get a free kill and steal an AK away, and he should not have been able to do that. I think it was maybe automatic that went into CT spawn, and you can look at this position that the T's are in now, because there's still an AK on the field. This is a very losable round now for Cloud9. They have to express the utmost caution here.
Yeah, and Tabson's rotated towards the A bomb site. He's in library at the moment. We've seen a more common position for CTs tend to be, well, where Tabson's moving to now. Continuing, he's in a position where he can face Arch or the site, but he's rotating back towards the B bomb site now. Cloud9 taking it slow. There's a smoke on the balcony, but they're pushing in anyway, maybe with anticipation of it disappearing. Moving into the site, Keith taken down. Next with the CTs with 2 kills. He's got lots of mileage out of that, and he's caused massive problems. 2-on-2 retake for the CTs. They have got to go for this.
Yep, and the AK on Tabson is still out there somewhere. Tabson is the guy that you don't want to see holding an AK in a round like this in a 2v2 retake, but the perfect time on the flash there allows an easy frag for Automatic, who shuts it down. And for all you could say about giving an AK away, he has taken away all the guns of the CTs in the following round. 4K for Mr. Automatic, sitting on 17 frags at the moment, and that will be the 6th round for Cloud9.
Important to note, you might wonder why Tabson just stood there and just got wrecked by the flashbang. It's because it's entirely plausible that automatic peaks before the flashbang goes off. So he is standing there in case that happens. Once the flashbang goes off, I mean, maybe he could have turned and faced away very, very left there.
Terrorists win. I am unworthy started. at the start point. I am throwing smoke. Fire! Smoke! Terrorists win. Decoy. These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning. I am throwing a flashbang! Throwing fire! I am throwing a grenade! Throwing fire! Flashbang! Throwing a grenade! Throwing fire! Throwing smoke! Smoke! Flashbang! I am throwing a flashbang! Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire! Throwing flashbang. Laying down smoke. Throwing smoke. Grenade out. Throwing flashbang. Incendiary out. Grenade! I am planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. I'm defusing the bomb. Defusing. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Go, go, go! Incendiary. Throwing a grenade. Smoke. Laying down smoke. Grenade. Throwing fire. Incendiary. Smoke. Flashbang! Laying down smoke. I am throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Bomb has been planted. Let's go, my friend. Fire! Grenade out. Throwing fire. Laying down smoke. Flashbang. Let go. Smoke! Smoke! Throw in a flashbang! Incendiary out. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang. Flashbang! Throwing smoke. I am throwing a flashbang. Grenade out. I am throwing a flashbang. Throwing a flashbang. I am planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Fire! We are going to do this. Terrorists win. Yes, agreed. Move it, move it. Flashbang! Throwing flashbang. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Throwing a flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang! Incendiary out. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Laying down smoke. Smoke? Grenade out. I am throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. Go. Throwing a grenade. Smoke. Throwing fire. Planting. Bomb has been planted. Incendiary. Flashbang! I am throwing a flashbang. Terrorists win. Come on, chop, chop. Throw in a flashbang. Fire. Throw in a flashbang. Molotov. Throw in smoke. Throw in smoke. I am planting the bomb. I am throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. Smoke. Throw in smoke. Yes, agreed. Go, go, go. Molotov. I am throwing a grenade. Grenade. Fire. Throw in a flashbang. Grenade out. Throwing flashbang. Throw in smoke. Smoke. Flashbang. Grenade out. Incendiary. I am throwing smoke. I am throwing a grenade. Deploying flashbang. Throwing flashbang. I am throwing a flashbang. Throwing a flashbang. Throwing fire. Throwing fire. Smoke. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang.
Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted.
Flashbang. Laying down smoke. Flashbang. I am throwing a flashbang. Incendiary out. Deploying flashbang. Throwing fire. flashbang. Smoke. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang. Throwing a flashbang.
Terrorists win.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Bish, bash, bosh.